The following program contains names, places, and events that have been anonymized or fictionalized for the purposes of protection and safety. The following program is provided for entertainment purposes only, and any commentary from the hosts are strictly conjecture and should not be held as making any definitive statements about the truth or identity of any particular individuals or circumstances. If you or a loved one are involved in an abusive relationship, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 for support.
Happy Dating Detectives Monday.
We have quite a guest today, a PI undercover.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun because he works out of Los Angeles, where I live and where, one or two celebrities live, but he definitely has seen some shit in the celeb space.
And by celeb, we mean without saying the names, you're going to know.
Yeah, you're going to know. We're not going to say who he's talking about, but yeah, you're going to know. His name is also Ken Childs. We can tell you that because if you need a PI in LA, now we know one. Ken is totally still working, and man, I mean, it was fun to talk at the end. We do the story first, and then we did ask him some questions about being a PI. And it was interesting because you guys are definitely different.
Yeah, Ken and I are very different. Obviously, the laws are different in Florida versus California, but we also have, like, he's a man, I'm a woman. There's just some differences, and we've both been at this for 20 plus years, which is great, but we do have some differences, which is really cool. I love to hear perspectives from different PIs. So I hope that
definitely different perspectives on like approaching the job, which is like you said, interesting to hear.
I hope it helps you guys to see all the differences and how different PIs work, but
totally.
I'm so excited for you guys to hear from him. Also, before we forget, don't forget the Patreon. The Patreon, if you are on the Patreon, if you are on the $9 a month tier, this is where you get just totally the whole podcast, no ads. And then the $5 tier is you still get the 2 bonus episodes and the book club, which, by the way,
what's our book club book again? I haven't started it yet. Have you read it?
Don't Let Him In
by Lisa Jewell.
And let me tell you, it is a culmination of every story that has been told on our podcast. Wait,
I haven't
until you
started.
Read it. You're gonna die.
I'm waiting until closer to when we meet because I don't want to forget details. But it will be in end of September, so you have time.
You might have to read it twice. I'm just telling you, just to be like, wait, okay, what? And you might need a pencil and paper and a timeline. Okay, that's all.
Down.
But our book club is really cool. So join the Patreon if you're not. And we also thank you. We are so grateful for all the stories you send in. So if you have stories to share, email us at investigate@thedatingdetectivespodcast.com. We want to hear your stories, and we're grateful. And I think let's hear from Ken.
Let's go to Ken.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Hi, Ken.
Ken, we're so glad to have you here. And
this is you kind of are giving like Barbie Ken vibes. You could have played Ken.
Thank you.
Ken is a very nice looking gentleman.
I'm Kenuff.
You're Kenuff.
I'm Kenuff.
You're more than
I love
Kenuff.
it. Yes. So you are Kenuff. And I love this. It's like Ken and Barbie. I like this. Anyways, Ken, we would love for you to take us away. And I'm curious. Normally when I tell my PI stories, I usually start them with, so I got a call. Does yours start like that? Or I got a call from a spouse or whatever?
Yeah. So I got a call. And
yes.
And it was just like it was different because typically it's first person. Oh, I'm experienced this. I blah, 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 blah. And it was just like, so what do you do? And then how do you approach this situation? And what's it like working, or how many like A-listers have you worked for? And right there, I'm like, oh, here we go. Now what?
They come in with the questions. Then I got more questions. I bet you had a ton.
Oh, yeah. No, well, I mean, as far as like client onboarding, I'm just like, if I'm not breaking the law, like, what have you got,
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, I'm easy, right?
Okay. So what happened, Ken?
So they ask you about A-listers. I'm so
Yeah, and I'm like,
excited.
Well, first off, I'm not going to tell you who I'd worked for, but I've worked for a handful of A-listers.
Are we allowed to say where you're like, where are you comfortable stating where in the world you live?
I live just above downtown LA.
Oh, okay. So you're in California. Okay, cool. So LA. Sweet.
Yeah, LA. Yeah. So I get this call and it's this really weird, dark, feeling me out kind of call. But it kind of got real when it was, so how are you? And the approach with like A-listers. And it's like, all right, well, honestly, I don't care. And B, don't be offended if I have no idea who you're talking about, because that happens quite a bit. I mean, I'm living my life. I'm not pasted TV trying to figure out who's who, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we end up having some meeting at this old diner, like dirty dive. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to get abducted? Like, what the hell's going on?
I'm
You
not
know?
gonna get abducted.
Was it
Love it.
was it a man calling
Yeah.
you? Okay.
So it ends up being a manager of somebody that owns a ranch in Beverly Hills. And the ranch they managed bunnies back in the day.
Oh,
So
okay. This is
we're not going to say the name, but bunnies. Could this person potentially be tied to an X-rated
robe?
magazine?
Oh.
Like bunnies in magazines, yes.
Okay.
So we're sitting there and I'm going through, I'm like, I don't even know if I was even listening to the guy, but everything in my mind was like, what am I doing here? Like, oh, I can't believe what I'm about to sign up for. And so before I knew it, I mean, it was on. It was great. Like he liked me. He liked my vibe. He hired me. And the next day I'm sitting there in the Holmby Hills.
What year was this?
It was a bit ago. It was a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, because when did person
He's passed.
died? Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm talking about this.
Wait, you were
Smart.
sitting I have so many questions already. You were sitting in the what hills?
Holmby Hills. Back in the day, that was the place to be. I mean, there's like $90 million properties there right now.
Holy
I
crap.
could be wrong, but wasn't for a time the Spelling Mansion was like the largest
He's right
private
there.
mansion ever, maybe. I
It
just
was.
know she had a room dedicated to gift wrapping. So she
I
could
mean, when
wrap
your
all her
place
presents.
15 years ago
Oh.
was like 90 million. Yeah.
Holy bananas.
So
Yeah.
that's the neighborhood.
That
Okay,
neighborhood.
so this was quite a bit ago, and this is in a very affluent area, and someone called you and said, I want to know what your experience is with A-listers. Like, were they trying to find out if they could count on you to do like A-list surveillance? Or...
I think it was a little bit of a test that if I would talk about my clients.
Oh, okay.
If I suddenly like name dropped, like, oh, I'm with, I've done this with so-and-so and so-and-so, I think that would have ended the conversation.
What kind of investigations do you do, Ken? Can we get a little bit of that? Like, what is
Good
your
question.
background for investigations?
So we prefer surveillance. I don't care what it is, whether it's insurance fraud, I love it. Cheating spouses, love it. I'm in surveillance.
Okay,
Oh,
so you
you've
sound
come
a
to
lot
the
like
right
me.
place.
So that's it. No, that's me too. So for 20 years, that's what I've done is surveillance, and it's on anything like that. So domestic, insurance fraud, trafficking, whatever. So it
What have
sounds
you
like
got?
Huh.
Like for me, it doesn't change any of the tactics, right? Or it doesn't change the job description. It's like a person, be there on time, follow them.
absolute. Thank you.
I don't know why it's so
Observe and
complicated.
report.
Observe and report.
And just for a little bit more background, how long have you been a PI?
27 years.
That's a good long time.
A minute.
And is
You're a pro.
that the whole time that has been surveillance based? And has there ever been a specialty, or has it always just been whatever surveillance?
That's all I've ever done. So
Okay.
I've like dabbled in bounty hunting, which to me was cool because it was surveillance and a little bit of adrenaline junkie side.
Yeah.
I got to scratch that itch.
Okay. So you have a good background in surveillance, and this person calls you. How did they find you? Like, do you have a lot of A-list clients, or how did you get into like the A-listers?
No, I think he just found me on Google.
Oh, okay.
I think he
cool.
found me on Google. He probably called a handful of people and then just he and I clicked.
Nice.
Can you tell me exactly what he said in that first meeting? Like, what was his mission for you?
So there were staff that believed that his girlfriend was seeing somebody else. And I remember he gave me some indicators like, oh, she slips out and no one hears from her for 3-4 hours. And then, some stuff like that. So of course I'm like, yeah, okay. And he was like, so I'm the manager of all of this and all of it goes through me before we bring it up to him.
Oh, so he's not asking you. They're trying to get validation and
Right.
confirmation
Right.
before they bring it to the big boss.
So it's kind of like a little bit of like rumors were a buzz, right?
Totally.
And this is a big name, so the rumors are like, "Oh, big deal."
Big
Yeah.
deal.
Also, it's like getting ahead of press. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Especially if you listen to the dating detectives, you know that people are kind of awful. And sometimes people will get your information when you don't realize it's out there and do bad stuff. Some of those people are dogfish, some are just data brokers. Data brokers make a profit off your data. Your data is a commodity. Anyone on the web can just buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, harassment. But now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. We love Delete Me. Mackenzie endorses Delete Me as a PI. And we've even been able to set up some of our past guests with Delete Me to help them. It's like a first step to seeing what information is online. And then you can get rid of it and it works for you. It continues to work for you. So it's not like a one time thing. It continues to give you updates on if your address is out there, your phone number. And as someone with an active online presence, privacy is very important to me. And I think more and more today, we don't really know what is available to people. And this is so helpful to find that out. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me, now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/dating detectives and use promo code TDD at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/dating detectives and enter code TDD at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/dating detectives, code TDD. And if you still didn't get it, we'll put it in the show notes. We love Miracle Made. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? Disgusting. And that's why sometimes you have acne or allergies or stuffy nose that you just can't explain. A lot of times it's what you're sleeping on. So, Miracle Made, what is so cool about it, aside from being comfortable and great quality, is that the sheets are self-cleaning. They're antibacterial bedding. They have sheets, pillowcases, comforters, and all of them prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth. And then that also means they require up to 3 times less laundry. So, if you're a little lazy, it's okay. Self-cleaning, it's so cool. They're infused with silver, and that's what helps prevent the bacterial growth. They're also temperature regulating. So if you need your sheets to help cool you off, and maybe you sleep in bed with a partner who needs sheets to help when they're really, really cold and heats them up, they work for both of you. It's thermoregulating. Fun new vocab word. And also, if you're like us and you're obsessed with skincare, this is important for that because if you're sleeping on bacteria, you're going to clog your pores, cause breakouts, cause acne. This is also important for like your hair health. What you sleep on for your hair can really damage it. So I just love that this is super comfortable, good quality, and also works for you while you're sleeping. They're luxurious. Okay. It feels like a 5-star hotel. And I also love that they have a great options in terms of colors. And I was able to find the perfect teal that I already had in my room, but I swapped out my sheets because now I'm a Miracle Made girl. So upgrade your sleep today. Go to trymiracle.com/TDD to try Miracle Made sheets now. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo TDD at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product. It's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you are not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/TDD and use the code TDD to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/TDD to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Ooh, okay. So they're like, you got to follow this woman.
Yeah. So I'm in. Sounds great. And 2 days later, I found myself at the Holmby Hills watching the ranch And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? And no joke, the morning starts off and I'm there early because they were telling me about her schedule and she's an early bird and she likes doing whatever. I forget what it was at the time, maybe like yoga or something. So, okay, fine. So I'm there early. And as I'm there, this massive tour bus shows up. And then all these like bikini clad girls jump out of the bus and they're like, what the hell?
Is this
Just like,
real? Wait,
what
that's
is going
wild.
on here? Yeah.
Wait,
When
I have a
you are-
question. Stand by. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we all have a lot of questions.
Hit me.
Okay, so and this is just coming from like a PI standpoint. So I imagine you go to do surveillance, and I imagine at a type of estate like that, there's gates, there's security. You can't just like drive up all willy nilly up on a driveway.
I
and do
was going to ask the
surveillance.
same thing because I
No.
hate to admit it, but I've been there. Like I've
Did
I've
the security
legally
like
driven by.
did security stop you and let you in? Were they in on it, or did you find a
No,
surveillance
no,
spot
no.
somewhere else, or what? Climb
This
a
was
tree? What'd
just
you do?
this was just like Mission Impossible and super fortuitous that it worked out this way. So it's a very narrow street,
Hmm.
zero parking. Like it literally, do not park on this street. And I'm the only moron on the street, you know? And it's like right around a bend, and I'm as far back as I can. And I just know the driveway's there. I can't see anything. I just know the driveway's there. I know there's a street across the street, like a T intersection, right? So their house is here, and she could just take off either direction and out straight out the front.
Yeah.
So now this like massive bus pulls up, all these bunnies come bouncing out, and I'm sitting there going like, don't blink because there's so much activity in that street is this big.
And-
I was very focused.
What time?
I
What time
like
did this bus show up? You're there early.
Yeah, I mean,
The bus
probably
shows
like
up early?
9 o'clock,
Oh,
you know?
Wow, the party starts early.
showed it.
And so, no joke, I'm looking through these bunnies and I just see a blur right by. So I punch it, I jump on the gas, I catch up to the car. It's her.
Oh,
It's her car. And we're
Wow.
off and going.
So just recap this, you can't really see the mansion at all
No,
because it's like really covered up.
you're just looking at 20-foot hedges
Okay, and
and
then
where you believe the driveway is.
it's pretty
and
standard
she
for those
snuck
like
out
hide.
in a car.
Yep.
So you
Yep.
happen to see her. So typically on a surveillance, is that what you normally do? You see the car come out and then you follow. Like now you're on mobile pursuit.
Yeah. So now we're moving. I mean, I knew it was her, but if it was like a different scenario and I had lesser information, I'd wait it out, I'd ride it out, I'd try to get eyes on the person. But this was an ultra small car and it was blacked out, like limo blacked out, and even the windshield. And then, I mean, just because of all the information I was provided, I knew it was her. It was her personal car, and because of what I was told, I knew it was her.
Mm-hmm. So where are you driving? Like surveillance in LA and following someone in LA is gotta be
so
wild.
I remember she kind of bopped around a little bit, and we ended up at like a brunch spot. And
That sounds very LA.
yeah, it's very LA. You know, you just go to like whatever, have like a $40 brunch, whatever.
Exactly.
And so she gets out of the car and she's wearing sweats, like hoodie, and I can see her. I know it's her. And so I'm just sitting there hanging out. I'm having brunch with her. I think,
Oh, so you go in?
yeah, why? Why not?
Well, I see. That's the thing. Even with Mackenzie, to this day, I'm like, I can't even imagine like going in and just like being casual because I would freak out.
You want to see what they're doing.
So where do you sit? What's your angle? Just paint the picture.
So here's the thing, like, I don't know what's going to unfold, right? So sometimes the surveillance dictates like, hey, stay in the car, right? Like if she'd have just got a coffee or it looked like she was just going to be in and out, but I saw her go in, I saw her sit down, I saw a menu arrive, like I got time, right? And I do remember sitting there and I had her literally next to me because I wanted to overhear if she had any plans, what was going on. So it ended up being an uneventful morning. Like, okay, fine. After brunch, we left and we were cruising down Sunset. And I'm like, you know, what is she doing? She has no reason to really just cruise Sunset, right? Like, she is Miss Sunset. Like, she doesn't need to
is.
cruise.
Everyone,
Sunset.
I think everyone knows Sunset Boulevard, but for people who haven't been to LA, what is cruising down Sunset like?
It's like just like a meandering street, little slow curves. You got like
But
really.
you've got the billboards everywhere for every single movie and
Yeah.
ad for every model. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if you had driven past a billboard of her.
At that time, probably. Yeah, there's really nice restaurants, great shopping, and then it's basically the entryway to the Beverly Hills mansions, right?
Okay, so but before you go on, when she was getting brunch, was there anything to document or observe or report? Like, was there anything exciting there? What, you didn't hear anything, see anything? Like,
Uneventful.
uneventful. Okay,
Uneventful, like boring, right?
gotcha.
So now we are at the Sunset Plaza and she hangs a left and that goes up into the neighborhood. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, and also
Up
this
in
is
the
very,
hills, right?
yeah, it's super hard to follow somebody in these streets because they're meandering. You lose sight of them in a blink because it's nothing but 20-foot hedges and driveways and left and rights, and you kind of have to have that balance of, I got to keep them in view and also not be up their butt
Mm-hmm.
and show them that I'm there. So it's a very complicated surveillance. And I know the area well. I couldn't give you street names, but I know the area well enough that I know how to follow somebody up this area. And so finally we reach the top and she's gone. I'm thinking to myself, like, what the hell happened? Like, there's no way I missed her. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. She must have shot down some driveway. And I circle and I'm running through them in my mind, like, how could I possibly miss her? And I know I didn't. And it just so happens at the very top of this particular street, at the end of the street, it curves into like what you would think would be a cul-de-sac, right? But if you read the sign, it just says private drive. And that's not true. It's not a private drive. The street continues through these 5 sets of houses and drops off the backside.
I love the idea of them just putting that sign up just to keep
I
people
know,
out.
right?
I'm so loaded. F you, stay off our street. Right?
It's totally private.
That's what I got. Yeah. So then I'm there and I'm just staring at this private drive sign. And here's this security guard on like a movie shoot that was kind of happening behind us. So I flip him a picture. So the guy, like, obviously he didn't speak English. And
Wait. Go back. There's just a casual movie shoot.
Welcome to Beverly Hills, right? Welcome to LA. Yeah.
So is it like in a house? Is it the whole street? What's going on?
No, because it ends in a cul-de-sac where the movie shoot was it went off in its own private drive. And you could see the trucks and trailers and all that. And there was like security that way. But there just so happened to be security in the cul-de-sac. And he was just kind of like sitting in the shade, because I think he was probably your first point of contact if you were to go on the shoot, right?
Totally.
But this poor guy doesn't speak any English, and I'm trying to talk to him, and he doesn't, like, he's like, oh, okay, we're trying to figure it out. Finally, I just Google her car, and I point to the picture, and he lights up, and he's like, come with me.
Oh my gosh.
So we walk through that private drive, we walk down about another 2 houses, and he's like, right there. And I look, and there's the car.
That's so well, I love that. Mackenzie, you have some of those where the person's like, ooh, I want to join the case too, and just get so excited.
Yeah. I wondered, so I mean, in that moment, it seems like you were like, oh, I gotta find this girl. So you're willing to show. But for me, like, and I don't know what the laws are in California. Also, every state governs their own PIs, but sometimes it's like, do I take this risk and like blowing everything? Like, you're not supposed to tell anybody you're doing surveillance on her because he could go tell her, hey, this guy's doing surveillance on you. And so I wondered,
reward, right?
yeah, risk versus reward. You were probably like, oh, I could totally find her right now. And so it seems like it worked out for you.
Yeah, well, I was like, am I taking crazy pills? Like, how did I miss her? Like, I know I
It
did a great,
happens. They disappear so easy.
like that.
Just like that. Yep.
And so he's like all excited. He's like, come with me, like in his broken English. Like, we're just walking through these massive estates.
Yeah.
So then I see the car. By the way, I tipped this guy fat because it's like, thank you, buddy. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Tip him huge. And then here's the problem. So now you're on the very top of the hill. It's one street that's private drive that drops off to the back of the other street. The streets are maybe 20 feet wide, nowhere to park. So now I'm kind of scrambling. Where can I see what's going on? And I also knew, like, so if you're looking at it eye level, it's just a very small flat, right? It's like a door, a window, and a window. But the house drops off the hillside.
Mm.
So I
Got it.
flew back down the hill and started scouring the neighborhood for a place to look up. And it just so happens I come across this huge construction site. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Right. So I walk out to the construction site and I just stand there and I'm just looking. Everyone's working around me. No one asked me anything. So I just stand around for a couple more minutes as if I belong there. And
Amazing.
they all got bored. They all just stopped watching me because I like belonged there. And then I
You're
literally,
not hurting anybody.
no one asked
Not getting
me.
in their way. Yeah.
If you just act like you belong there and you don't act weird, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I guess he belongs here," and then they'll feel silly if they ask you.
Yeah. So then I saw their property line where they were like bulldozing and working. So I stepped off the property line, took a knee, and started filming up into the back of the house because it was all just glass for the whole world to see.
Wow.
There's so many houses on the hills like that, just like open windows, which obviously you feel private because you're so far away. But I've gone on some hikes where I'm like, I hope they realize that they shouldn't be walking across that living room in their, you know, it's, you could get a lot from that.
Brown chicken,
I'm,
brown cow.
I'm like, what are you gonna see? And you're filming on like a camcorder or your phone or what?
Yeah, a camcorder. Yeah. I don't.
Nice.
I like rarely will use a phone.
Same.
Okay.
Now, is this daytime or nighttime or what time of day is this?
Broad daylight.
So
Broad
you're
daylight.
and there where do you see her? Outside or inside?
So she's inside. So I was able to confirm, like triple confirmed that this was her. So I ran the property records. It came back to her mother. That's how
Okay.
they were able to hide her purchase from him. So her
Her
house
purchase.
was in her mother's name.
Oh,
So
of the
this is
house.
her
Okay.
house. It's not
Yeah.
like she's going to another person's house.
This was her home, but in her mother's name.
Why did she want to hide the purchase of the house from him?
I don't
I have
know.
a guess.
I don't have a couple million laying around to like even hide. So
Hide a house,
I
right?
wouldn't know.
Well,
So
maybe
she-
Crazy thing
so-
is she bought it for next to nothing and then like 3 years later sold it for 10x.
How did you know they put it in her mom's name to hide it? Like, is there some kind of research that you did to help?
Yeah, so I ran the address and it came back owned to the mother's name. So obviously she's
Oh, so we're
hiding.
so we don't know for sure that she was hiding it. We just know it was in her mom's name.
I'm
Like,
just
come
saying it's a
on.
safe assumption that
Yeah.
when your lover lives there, you don't want your husband to know about it.
Oh,
Right.
wow. So she's a sugar mommy.
So from where you were at outside, you could see into the house. Like usually you would think, because usually when it's daytime and you're filming inside, you can't see anything. So these windows are, Hannah, they're that open. Like, you guys, who has windows like that?
I think when you look as good as these two do, you
They
don't
don't
care who's
care.
watching. Yeah.
They're like, ooh.
In fact, you're like, look at me.
That's
Oh my gosh.
crazy.
So what do you see?
What do I not see?
Wait, tell us what you see up there.
Oh,
What is she doing in there?
I mean, do you want like graphic details?
Ken's like, okay, that's the end of the story. Gotta go. Ken, you better
Yeah,
start spilling
This
the
has
beans.
been a great podcast. Thank you
We are
all.
an unrated podcast. You can tell us
Right.
the tea.
So what did you see?
Yeah, so here's this like young stud, butt naked, and she's going down on him and fully enjoying themselves.
So she's like, so she gets home from the mansion and then she's just going to all willy-nilly on homeboys willy-nilly just in the middle of in front of the window.
In front of God and everybody.
In front of God and everybody.
Afternoon delight.
And tell me more about, could you see the guy's face? Do you have any way of identifying him?
Oh, I saw everything. The guy was a stud. He was like an ultra handsome young singer. Yeah.
So you knew who it was?
Yeah, I forget. I don't know. I was like tinkering around. I figured out who he was. Yeah.
Another celeb.
Super handsome guy.
So was he a celebrity or do we know? Or kind
No,
of, he was kind of trying.
He was trying. Yeah, I would put him on the level of like cruise line entertainer.
Oh, so
That
so,
is-
so not really.
Like probably
wow.
makes a living and is praying to break in.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he disappeared though.
Like, oh boy. Okay.
Wow. Guess what season is coming up? It's Gilmore Girls rewatch season. It's cooling down, the leaves are changing, it's time to get cozy, and you really want your space to feel cozy as maybe binge it again. If you're like me, you do it every year. So Wayfair is the place that you need to go to make your space cozy enough for that. As your trusted destination for all things home, Wayfair's got everything you need to cozify your space this fall, from comfy recliners to warm bedding and autumn decor. They even have amazing Halloween decorations, which I didn't even know that they had that. And when I was very excited about it. I love that Wayfair is curated by style. So there's really something for everyone. The selection is huge. And there's options for every budget, price point, super unique finds that reflect you and your style. And it's also just so easy and free shipping. Not free. You do have to pay for the furniture, but the shipping is free. So that's exciting. I love some good seasonal home decor. So if you're looking for something with a little pumpkin, the warm colors, cozy textures, maybe a doormat, you can go there. If you need kitchen essentials, if you need work from home or like a study setup, a reading chair, a low light lamp, and they have bedding and bath basics. They have storage stuff. They have living room furniture to refresh your living room. They really have everything. It's free and easy delivery, even on the big stuff. So no more huge delivery fees for furniture and no need to shop at multiple stores for furniture, decor, appliances, cookware. It's all in one place. And I really think you should go check out some of their fun seasonal stuff, especially if you're about to, cozy up with a cup of tea and watch Lorelai and Rory date annoying men. Cozify your space with Wayfair's curated collection of easy, affordable fall updates, from comfy recliners to cozy bedding and autumn decor. Find it all for way less at wayfair.com. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Mackenzie, I'm obsessed with sous vide.
I haven't gotten mine yet. I'm so excited. Oh my God. Okay, so you have to tell them what you told me about it.
So this is genuine. Sous vide kitchen robot is a very cool device that I am kind of like a missionary for now. I've been telling all my friends. In fact, my roommate, who is a beneficiary of us getting to try sous vide, is so obsessed with it. I posted on our story. He like FaceTimed all his friends to show them how this works.
That's me. I might actually cook. I'm letting you guys know.
So here's what it is. It is a smart countertop oven. And sous vide also has a meal delivery service if you want to do that too. It saves you hours in the kitchen. So sous vide, the kitchen robot, is the thing that sets it apart for me is that it has built-in refrigeration. So it's like an air fryer, oven, like all the things. But what I can do is I can throw some food in there and say, I want this done at 7 p.m. for dinner. Yes, I know it's noon, but I've got stuff to do, okay? I don't have time to time all the meals. I know that the veggies have to be in for a different amount of time than the protein. I know.
I can't handle it. That's why I don't cook, y'all. I'm so excited for
Yeah.
Judy, where's mine? I can't wait to
You
get
need
it.
it. So then you put it in for what time you want it. You say what you're cooking and it says, we got it. It keeps the refrigeration until it's time to start cooking. It cooks the bottom at whatever time it needs to start and the top at a different time. And then it's all ready at the same time. Do you know how many times I've bought vegetables and never actually eaten them because they go bad because I don't have the patience to cook them?
Welcome to my life.
Guess who made roasted veggies and ate them this week? Me.
You. You're a real grown up.
I am. And
I'm so excited for this. Oh my God.
Here's the next part that you're going to freak out about. Their delivery service sends you the ingredients you need, no more, no less, healthy meals, many options. I've already made a chicken one, a salmon one, and a pork tenderloin, which I would not have usually bought myself, but I was like, let's go. And it has a veggie and like a rice or a starch or whatever. And then it comes with a little card with all of the information on how to make it. And you tap the card to the sous vide kitchen robot, and the sous vide robot can tell what meal it is. And it says, I know how to cook this. You don't have to tell me anything else. And it just does it.
You guys, hello. Welcome to the Jetsons. I'm so excited.
And sous vide offers a 100-day risk-free trial. So you can just give it a try. Go to sousvide.com/dating detectives to get 16 free meals when you order. That's SUVIE.com/dating detectives to get 16 free meals with your risk-free trial. Save time, eat better with sous vide, and have fun because it's just really fun. It's like a gadget.
The surveillance. Were you told, like, "Hey, I want to know if this girl is, like I wanna know if she is seeing somebody else," right? That was the whole goal of the investigation or the surveillance?
Right. To see if she was seeing somebody, see if she was cheating.
Okay.
How long
And
do you video?
yeah, how long were you there? Were you there for, like, hours?
Yeah.
And what are the laws in California or as far as, like, the ethical and moral guidelines as far as videotaping into someone's home? What are your thoughts? What are the laws? What's your experience with that?
Okay. So what I learned early in my career was that the laws are you can't invade somebody's privacy. You can't film into one's home. But if I'm where the postal person could be, if I'm where a cop could be, a fire person could be, a bystander who's just walking their dog could be, and if I looked over and I saw what I could see, then why can I not film it? So
Okay,
what I'm
Like
so
saying
on
is,
public sidewalk,
right.
you're fine.
So legally, if anybody's allowed to be where I am, and we could all see it with our naked eye, so then why can I not film it? But with that said, let's say we're looking at a window. I'm not going to film into the house. To me, that's an invasion of privacy. But I
so were
will
the windows
film
were, like, open?
100%. The whole back,
Oh, okay.
the
So
whole back was
yeah.
like wide open. You could see the spiral staircase. You could see the floors. You could see everything. You could see everything. And so I'm not going to zoom in past what I believe someone from the public could see.
Okay, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
I have
I'm
a
not
question.
gonna
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not gonna just go into to the point where it's beyond intrusive. I'm
Yeah.
getting what anybody and everybody would be able to see.
So typically, and this is on my side, so I want to know if you do it a little differently. A client will call you and say, "Hey, I want this many days of surveillance, and days equals 8 hours," and that determines what their budget is. And they say, "Oh, I have a budget of this," and it's 2 days, which is 16 hours, and so on and so forth. How many hours did this client want, and how many hours of
Yeah.
surveillance did you do, and what happened after you saw? And was that the first day that you saw her at that house?
It was the very first day,
Okay.
and the crazy thing is, like that wasn't enough for them. I drove down the hill and pulled him aside, and we met at the park in the back of some old school town car, mafia hit style. And I'm showing him what I've got, and he says, "Okay, let's get more." And I'm like, "Really? I
Wait,
got
okay.
yeah." He said, "Basically, that's what we expected, and we want more."
Mhm. Wait, like immediately after the surveillance, you left and went right back to the client immediately?
We drove right down the hill. Normally, I don't do that, but
Oh.
with this, he gave me a budget and just said, "Here's X dollars. Basically, I don't care if it takes an hour. I don't care if it takes a week. Keep it."
Okay.
So I went up, and I showed him the video, and he said, "Great." And then he said, "I want more. Let's do the whole budget plus some." It's a very lucrative case.
So what happened next? Did you do another day?
We did a couple more days. We did a couple more days, and we got the same thing like every single time.
Was this consecutive days? Did you space it out? Is this her daily routine? Like, go get brunch, go, you know,
Enjoy your afternoon.
have an afternoon delight. Yeah.
Have
And
an
then
yeah.
every day.
Yeah. I remember it was a week long, and I got at least 3 occasions.
Anything to report about those? Is it show up
Same
early?
exact thing. It was
See a bus
all. It
every
was
day?
not the bus. Not the
Oh.
bus. But so the reason why I think that spot worked out so well was because it was like I don't know. So it was like a curve, right? And so let's say the driveway was here, but then the street continued straight out. And so because I was parked way behind the curve back here, she would just shoot across to the street. So I think she could never see me. I don't think she gave a shit about side traffic. I think she just bolted straight out the driveway.
Well, I imagine in a typical domestic case, when they see people around them, they're like, "Oh, who's that?" But when you're kind of in a celebrity environment or the realm of a celebrity, you imagine there's going to be a ton of people, and it's just not that noticeable. It might seem easier to do surveillance on someone like that.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think there's just so much going on at that house
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
think even the neighbor, even you know what I'm talking about in a situation like this, like the neighbors are more likely to hassle you than oftentimes the subject or the
Yes.
Right.
subject's home
Exactly.
because you're
Yeah.
parked in front of another
Somebody else's
$40
house.
million, the Spielberg, this, that, with it. I forget who other like rapper I was parked in front of. And their security's walking out like, "Hey, what's up?" And you got to kind of tell them why you're there, but not give them details in hopes that they'll
Mhm.
chill out because they're like, hey, we're glad you're not here for us, right? You just
Sure.
don't know how it's going to go. And then
And you
like,
don't
again,
know what neighbors and who's gonna talk to who, and it's
they
like, you gotta
all
be
know each
careful.
other.
Yeah,
They all know each other.
yeah.
And so does security, right? Because they want jobs with each other. They want to know who's
Yeah.
paying the most. And so
Mhm.
they're all talking. You think Chatty Cathy talks? Security guards talk.
That's so good to know.
So then I meet with the person that hired me. I gave them all the video, all the originals. I gave them everything, right? And then a couple days later, they were both of them completely off the internet for a while. Her
So
and the
we
lover have
so
vanished
like and for like from life,
from the internet.
just from the internet. So is
Yeah,
she still alive?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. You scared me there for a
Whew.
second. But their careers, you don't have an update on.
I never followed up. So I remember maybe a couple weeks later, I tinkered around and looked into it. They were both just completely gone from the internet. I found that
You
to be so bizarre.
And you go back and you just tell them, and they're like, okay, thanks. Were they upset? Were they not surprised?
Well, I mean, I didn't have to warn them and how graphic it was because they were in the industry, right? And I told them straight up, like, this is literally the only copy because I'm not going to get accused of any sort of leaks or have any backlash. Like, I don't want it. I don't want to be sued. I don't want any bullshit. So here's your one and only copy. Play it in your device. And the second you're good, we're done. We part ways. Like, we're cool. And that's it. And I literally deleted
wait,
it off my camera. I deleted it off my laptop, like right
what?
there in front of him.
What's the law? What's the law in California on that?
There's no law. There's no law
Really?
with regard. Yeah, in fact, like I think we have to keep our stuff for 2 to 5 years. But with regard to that and being the person that he was, I didn't want to be part of some like, some like smear campaign and problems. It's like I got hired to do this. I got it for you. You do what you need to do. Well, they also told me that they were going to keep it like all in house and deal with it in house. So I was like, okay,
Mhm.
so you have no doubts that there's no leak, no nothing. This is you're literally looking at everything. I'm deleting all of it in front of
Oh. And and so you just gave everything. You didn't keep nothing?
you. I know. I so regret it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you have any, like, I don't want to, judge anyone, but given the bunny situation, is there any part of you that was like, did I even need to do surveillance? Like, I'm impressed that this person was monogamous or expected monogamy, is my point.
Yeah. I kind of found that to be pretty funny, right? It's like, it was
Yeah.
probably like you could bang everybody on the ranch, just nobody outside of the ranch.
Right.
I think.
I guess, hey, communication is everything. If you
Yeah.
are not communicating about it, then
I'm
it's
pretty
not okay.
sure when you're at that age and when you're at that level of success, I'm sure everything was like in contracts, right? Like you're for image only and don't fuck it up.
Wild.
Th
Really
That's
wild.
This story's interesting because if anybody knows who we're talking about, this dude has ladies. Like he ain't short no lady. So why would it matter if one of them was doing her own thing or going her like why would it even matter? And that just goes to show you when you have more money than God and when you have this status and when you have this staff and when you can, why not?
image.
Like it's
Yeah.
the image and you have this plethora of women around you, right? But you're worried about this one. It just goes to show you that that's kind of a little bit of an ego there, maybe, kind of.
Maybe his whole life was built on quite the ego, I think. Have you
Lord.
experienced any A-list related, maybe threats, perhaps?
No, but I've received some like ultra wealthy oligarch asshole bullshit. Yeah.
Wait, what do you
I've been
like
sued
people have been
recently.
like, "Hey, we're going to come after you."
Yeah, so we just did a job maybe 6 months ago or so, and this like this wife, hey, my husband's cheating, but she doesn't know who. She knows he is cheating. He's also like a total asshole, and I just basically want to get the evidence so in sense she could gut check him in hopes that he would come back to the house and knock his shenanigans off.
Yeah, yeah.
So okay, so we're doing surveillance, and he's on the back side of the hill, so it's like Sherman Oaks, Tarzana.
Mhm.
Now
The
that area is
valley.
yeah, so now that area is becoming like very wealthy now. So we end up following him, And we can kind of sense like, oh gosh, okay, he's looking for a tail. Like he's kind of circled once or twice. I knew the area enough. My business partner, she was on the phone with me and she's like, hey, this is what's going on. And I said, great, pump the brakes. He's going to circle back one more time. Fucking watch. And then sure enough, she stopped right where I told her to. And he made the fourth trip around, pulled over, parks right in front of her. So he's looking everywhere and didn't see the one blacked out car in front of him. So he pulls over in his like Rolls Royce, fucking SUV scumbag.
Wow.
And then here comes this like incredibly beautiful. I can't even give any more details than that because like in this neighborhood, they'll know exactly who the hell I'm talking about. So this stunning woman gets out of the car, middle-aged, beautiful, beautiful woman. And they're looking all around. They jump in the Rolls Royce and take off. So we start following. And the great thing about following a man in particular is like, he's not thinking terribly clearly about everything around him.
Yeah.
He's thinking
with
The
down
other
there.
head.
Yeah. So we have blinders on. So then we follow him. Like now I'm pretty sure I was on the surveillance now because I remember getting to the restaurant. So we end up following him to this like super funky, but like hidden little restaurant on the drop off of the back of the hills. It's always empty. And the only reason why they're in business is they do weddings, right? But like you can go and have lunch there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just him and her having lunch. So you see this empty parking lot, a goddamn Rolls Royce, and these two morons having like a lunch, afternoon wines. But that's great for me because now I know not only is he thinking with, he's also boozed up. So great.
Yeah.
I'm going to push it. We follow them from the restaurant and they go to the Marriott. They check in. The great thing about the Marriott is that you can pay cash. So they go in, they pay for the room. So we get their arrival, we get them walking in together, and it just took us a minute to park. We're jogging across the street like idiots, trying to see if we can get them on check-in. And they go up to the room. So at this point, I've got our little spy gadgets and we're sitting in the lobby, but we're also, so there was a little Starbucks inside and they were selling coffee cups and other stuff. So I dropped a camera in that. So when they came out of the elevator bank, it was like, got you.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah. So they walk out of the elevator bank and we get the like greatest video because she looks like she's like, woof, like having the best afternoon ever.
Yeah.
And he's like, his chest is a little puffed out further than normal, I'm sure. And we got all that on video. It was great. We circle back, I don't know, a couple days later, we give it to the wife. And thank God I was communicating with her with the burner app because now she's texting me, losing her mind, completely upset. Her husband wants to know who the fuck followed him and all this stuff. And my take was, he wasn't even mad that he got caught.
Right.
He was mad that he didn't see us.
Yeah. He was mad he did.
He's gross.
Then this asshole starts threatening to sue me and everybody else because like, what are you going to sue, bro? Outside of like just like ruining someone's day, what are you going to sue? Everything I got was within public view.
Yeah.
You're done.
Exactly.
You're done. That's where these entitled people are today. They have so much money in LA that they're like, I will nuke your life because I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a power thing. Oh, wow. So are you the type that doesn't care about the closure? Or are you like, I want to know if that woman left her husband or what happened next?
I care that they gave me that I got paid and I did
Yeah.
the best job possible. That's all I care about. I don't know. I've been doing this so long. I mean, how long have you been doing it?
20 years.
Yeah. So, okay. So I've been doing it a little bit longer, but I've gotten to this point where I just care about the business side of it all. Like I just want to work. I want to do surveillance. I want to keep out the drama. And then also like sometimes I like being the fun guy at the bar with all the like million stories. And sometimes I don't want to be the like moron PI. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you're cooler than me. I'd rather hear your stories.
I'm the moron. That's always me. No, that's funny that you say that. I think that's so interesting because it's true. But that's one thing I'm not interested. I do not care about the business side. I only care about the surveillance. Like that's it. That's so funny. We're so different there.
How'd you get into it?
So I was working in Pasadena trying to do the community college thing, and it just doesn't equate. Like LA is so expensive. And so I was like hanging on to it for a while. before I knew it, I was doing the math and it's like, wow, how on earth did a year go by, right? Like it just like went so fast. And then I kid you not, as I'm doing the like, where am I? What am I doing with my life moment? The next day it was like Sunday morning football, and this guy comes into the bar and he's blasted, right? He's already just wasted drunk. And he had tattoos like cut here, fucking teardrops, the whole thing. And there was one girl at the bar, of course, one girl. And he just makes a beeline right to her and he's like all over her. So I slide in between them and I'm like, hey, honey, like, hey, well, thanks for saving my spot. And I'm trying to save her.
Oh,
And she's like mouthing, like, thank you, like, Jesus Christ,
yeah.
And this guy was just like so much. He was so much. And finally I just turned around. I'm like, look, bud, you just got to go. Just get the fuck out of here. And he turns and he tries to punch me. The guy's like, but he's so
What?
wasted. And he
just
swings
misses.
at me. And I just slap him like right out of TV. Bam, right across
Like
the
Will
face.
Smith and Chris Rock.
There you go.
Boom, right across the face. And then he just can't believe it happened. And neither can I, to be honest with you. And then so he swings again and I slap him right across the face the other way, throw him in a chokehold, drag him out of the street, and just fucking drop him right in the street.
Oh my God.
So on my way back in, there was a table of 4, and they're like, hey, pal, sit down. Like, we've got to talk. And so I sit there and I'm, and internally I've got this like, where am I moment? Like, oh, my law enforcement career, where's it going? And like, how am I going to get there? What am I doing with myself? And these guys are like, hey, so we're private investigators and this is what we do. You're the guy. Let's go. And I started
Wow.
I started the very next morning at 3:30 in the morning. I fucking quit my
Wow.
job right there and left.
Good for you. That
That's
is
an
so cool.
amazing story.
Yeah, I love that.
And I
Yeah.
love that you helped that girl out and see good things happen when you do good things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so off and went. Like my very first day of surveillance, I get to this creepy van at 3:30 in the morning, and I'm in this, back of it going like, fuck, I'm next. What have I done? And we get out to the middle of the desert at this apartment building, and at like 5 o'clock in the morning, this big dude leaves. He's got this huge lunchbox, toolbox, muscles his way down the stairs, gets his truck, and takes off. And my heart's pounding. I'm good to go. Follow the guy. We get him to work. That was all I needed. That taste set me for life. That was it.
Wow. And you're still loving it. There's so many questions I have about learning from you PIs if we want to go there. Like we've asked a few, I got a lot of tips from Mackenzie at this point, but we do mostly talk about dating. And I feel like everyone is scared to date now, especially online. Like how do we find out that the person we're dating is not, I don't know, the guy driving that van? Do you have any dating tips as a private investigator based on your experience?
Real simple. Keep it light and easy. Set a coffee meeting. And if they don't show up, done.
But then what if they do show up? How do we know they're not psycho?
There's no way to know. You can't stop crazy.
Yeah.
You got to just suss it out. If you're like, like if you've got the vibe, get out. Pay for that cup of coffee and bounce.
Yeah.
I remember when I was dating, so I bought an 800 number back when I was really young because it unblocks all incoming calls. So I would always hand out an 800 number. And then so anytime I got a call, I had their actual number.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of learned from that. Like I would tell all my girlfriends and friends of friends, go with a burner app or get an 800 number. So then that way you have their true legitimate number. Or if you don't like what's going on, you could just burn that number and move on.
Right. Google Voice now, it's easy to get another number.
Yeah, you could do that.
Do you like that? Not into it. Not as good.
I don't know.
There's a zillion. I've had probably 10 zillion phone numbers. Like you can get them from anywhere.
Yeah, just pay for the app. It's like $10 a month or whatever, and you're not going to get killed.
Yeah.
It's a good price.
That's worth it. Yeah, worth it.
Right? 120 a year. You're not going to die because they have your real contact info.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Totally. From both of your experience, who cheats more, men or women, in your cases?
I'd say 50-50.
Wow. Yeah.
I'd say women are coming out strong.
Yeah, I think
For cheating?
happens more.
Yeah.
What do you think?
A lot of times I
What?
just think it's harder. Women are like better at not getting caught,
Yeah,
but maybe not always.
I think it's 65-35. I mean, women cheat more.
I think The reason being is like sex used to be like so taboo, right? And like
Yes.
you were a whore. You talk about sex, you're a
Yeah.
whore. And I
Yep.
think those days have changed. Now you've got these younger women that are more empowered and
More
they're balling today.
empowered.
Yeah, exactly.
And the consequences are different. Before, you didn't have a life if your husband left you. You didn't have
The
money anymore.
consequences.
Now, if
Yes.
you're doing your own thing, you
Yeah.
can do your own thing.
Yeah.
And then I also feel they're smarter than men. They're just
You said
like
it, not me.
they're not as yeah, they're much trickier than men are.
I our brains are just different.
Oh man, we have some aspiring PIs listening. Any tips if they want to become a PI?
Yeah, go get a government job, get a retirement, then go become a PI.
He's not wrong. There ain't
That's
no
a good
unless
piece of
you have a
advice.
really good like lucrative PI business that you build from the ground up and you have the best clientele and then you can keep it going with other like with employees or contractors. That's actually legit sound advice.
It is always the same. And like the bigger the city, the bigger the problems. Like every day is a fucking problem. You know, like
Yep.
you wake up, your inbox has got a couple emails in it. 20 minutes later, you're like, holy shit, like, oh, now I gotta go get some insurance bond. Now, for some reason, something fell off the internet, the website, this is down, people are hacking me. I got bullshit crypto people fucking with me too, you know, like
Ugh, yeah.
I found myself in some huge crypto thing and I landed in a meeting with like 3 meetings with the FBI. 6 sheriff's officers were fucking in jail now. They're all pleading out. And then the main guy that hired me, he's pleading out. And then the other guy that I watched, he's suing everybody. So, like, yeah, I mean, every day, welcome to small business. Every fucking day is something.
Wow. That's amazing advice though. And
So,
honest.
yeah, go get a retirement. This isn't cute. This is a real small business. So you have to be business savvy. You have to be good at it. Following people is nothing cute like TV where you see them sitting up front and they're like taking pictures and the guys like across the street. Get the fuck out of here with that.
That's so funny. Oh my God. It's so true. That's what they see. And even on my
Right?
PI stories, like you can tell, like I'm sitting in the driver's seat, but like the ones where you're real in the thick of it, like you in the back seat, you're climbing over like you all over the place. You're out of the car. You are following them
You're
on
peeing
foot,
in cups.
You're paying
peeing
a
cups.
well, also like you just brought up, like every situation is different. There's like quite a bit that you can sit up in the front seat, right? Because you just don't like in the bunny ranch. I was so far back behind that curve
Yeah.
that if I was in the back seat, I wouldn't have enough time to get up front, you
To
know,
get going.
and then get
Yeah.
on the car, you know. So it's all situation
Yeah.
permitting. And then
It's
yeah,
not
so
as
I
cute
mean
as I make it look for sure.
it's not cute. Like you make it look cute as hell. And it is not
Thank you,
cute.
Ken. I appreciate that. What are your thoughts on female investigators versus male investigators as far as like qualifications or skills? Do you have any thoughts on that or?
I think women are amazing. So I've got a female business partner, and she's changed my perspective on all of this. I used to be, maybe it was like a bravado thing, I don't know. And then I met my business partner, and I'm sitting down having a cup of coffee with her, and I'm like, this bitch is a ninja. She would assassinate you. She's like 5'2", glasses, ink, no fucks, a t-shirt and jeans kind of gal. And I'm like going like, where have you been all my life? You know, like this is it. And we worked together ever since. And she's amazing.
That's really awesome. I think I catch a lot of well, I've kind of normalized over the last several years. People are like, "Oh, she's a PI, do makeup and PI stuff." And it does look really cute, but there is like there's some savvy, there's some moxie. You have to be smart, you have to think outside the box, you have to be quick, you have to be witty, you have to be charming, you have to be all these things. You have to be a social engineer. You have to know how to talk to people, you have to know what to say, when to say it. Your femtuition, your gut instinct has to be on point. Like there's a lot to it. It's not just, this, oh, there's just this blonde girl doing surveillance. Like there's a lot to it. And
Yeah.
so I feel like it's kind of funny that people do look at me and they're like, oh, you do right. You're an investigator. Sure. Because
So
they
yeah,
tend
so I
to,
think it's like a double-edged sword, right? Like
yeah,
what you're saying too. So then the flip side is women are maybe not better at surveillance, but women are definitely better at talking to people.
Mhm.
Because like right then and there, like you roll up, you smile at me, girl. What do you need to know? I got you. I
Right.
roll up, and they're like, hey, go fuck yourself. You
There's
know?
like a
And I'm
comfort
like, but I'm
level.
Ken. Like, talk to
You're
me.
just
You know? Like,
Ken.
come on.
Well,
And then
that's
Yeah.
what I
they,
was going to say about the kind of ditzy woman persona. It almost gives you that advantage of being
You're less
disarming, and
intimidating.
people don't
Disarming,
take it.
yeah.
People don't expect as much
so
from
what
you,
I do,
which
so sadly, not sadly, but so I'm bigger than most. So I'm not like a big guy by any means, but I'm 6'2", 200. And so when I talk to people, I make sure I'm not square with them.
Mhm.
And I always like I look down and I have my mouth open at all times. And I ask them things that make them feel better about themselves. Like I dumb myself down.
Mhm.
Like well, it's not like saying a lot, but you know. So I'm always lost. I'm the pathetic one. I'm the one that need help.
Pathetic. Yes,
that's
that's the one
smart.
like, "Ugh, I'm just so stupid. I cannot believe I have to ask this, but did you see a dog running your back?" Like, yes, that's
Yeah.
That makes
So I
sense.
need that opener. And then like I don't care that they're like, go fuck yourself. You know, as long as you're talking to me, play, say whatever you want. I don't
yeah.
care.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
then like so women can get that quicker, but I do feel women are much stronger at other things because the guard's already been dropped. But like
Mhm.
now the woman has to like have the balls to ask the question now.
Mhm. It's
So
true.
you gotta like get the little conversation going, whether it's like I'm just dumb or I'm a little flirty. I feel like women have better options to get that going and talking.
Yeah, it really is a double-edged sword though, but it is interesting to see both sides of it, and I think that, when I was told I couldn't be a PI because I was a girl and that was a man's industry, and then here we are 20 years later, I'm doing the thing, I guess, like, but it does take a lot of people think, "Oh, I could sit in a car and watch people," and it's like, "No, no, no, you
No,
don't
yeah.
understand."
You'll be chasing butterflies in 20 minutes.
Right? It is so much more than that, so much more than that. Anyways, Hannah, what other
Where
questions do you think our audience would have as a non-PI?
where can people find you? Where
Oh,
can
yeah.
people follow you or work with you if they need you?
Yeah. So if you wanted to follow me, you can find me on Instagram. I think it's licensed PI. But if
You
you
got
needed to,
licensed PI? You got that handle?
I think
Good for
so.
you.
If I don't, then I'm an idiot.
You
Okay,
should
well,
be
Yeah.
you
we'll
should be
fact check
Freedom
that.
Ken, Freedom Barbie and Freedom Ken.
Oh my God.
And then if not, you could find me. Just Google Paramount Investigative Services, and I should come
Nice.
right up. Yeah.
If
And
you
so
get
proud.
another dogfish case, can you come back and tell us again? I want to hear updates
I
on crazy
absolutely
cases.
will.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Not just limited to dogfish. Like I'm telling you, I've done it all.
Good. So we'll come back once a month and hear from Ken different cool stories from his
Barbie and
A-list.
Ken.
Sounds good.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was a lot. I like Ken. He's nice.
Yeah, and I'm sure he did tell us, mentioned very casually. He's like some other A-listers have come up in his career, and I'm very curious to hear if people know who we were talking about. Do you guys
Yeah.
know? Comment, and also if you know the deets. But
I want to
we'll be
hear yes, I know who this is, and also I want to hear if you know the dirt from that time, or perhaps you were a close follower of these celebrities, or you happen to know, or you think you happen to know more. I want to know. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are, who you think it is, and who you
I
think the
also
guy was at the house, because I think I have my like.
Oh, yeah. That does not take a rocket surgeon. But I want to say we didn't talk about it, and it isn't like super relevant to the story, but like I know there have been like more recent allegations of like abuse happening at that place, and
Mhm.
it's like a wild place to live. So as we talk about, obviously it's a very different time, but as we talk
Mhm.
about what happened, we're, focused on his case and his story, but are aware that there's way more to every individual story in that case. But
Yeah, this is just getting Ken's version of it based on his investigation and his surveillance.
can I
So,
ask you some PI questions?
sure,
Because,
okay.
like, do you think you would have done the same thing in terms of setting up your camera there. Like, how would you have gone about that?
And setting up my camera where?
Right by the construction site, aimed straight up at the hanky-panky in the window.
So, if you recall, there's actually a story that I did about a sports ball situation character who came to one of Florida's famous beaches. And I went out onto the beach and actually was able to stand on the beach, look up at the hotel room and see them on the patio doing some willy-nillies in the willy-nillies.
And it was right in the public view.
Right in the public view. There's no, I mean, anybody can, see what's going on. So, anyways, it sounds like I would have, obviously, I would, anywhere I go for like the rest of my life, I always look at like, oh, where would I do surveillance if I were here? It's just something that pops in my head because it's like my whole life. It's
You're
my whole
always head on a
career.
swivel.
Always head on a swivel. And so whenever I go somewhere, I'm always thinking like, oh, where would I do surveillance? And so based on how he was describing it, it must have been a freaking nightmare. But if you find a place that has like he described a construction zone and you can just walk up all willy-nilly, hell yeah, I'm going back there. And if it's uncomfortable and you're like, oh, they're gonna look at me, I don't care.
They are doing it in front of the window.
Listen, I will pull into someone's driveway if it means getting the shot, and I will sit in their driveway until either the cops arrive or they come out and ask me what I'm doing there. Like, I do not care. If that's what it takes to get the shot, you do it. And if you just get the shot for a couple of minutes until someone says, hey, what are you doing? That's what we're doing. So it sounds like he was working with what he had. It feels so stressful to hear him say that like he was doing surveillance and then there was a tour bus and y'all, it's hard enough doing surveillance in an apartment complex where you can see the front door, there's plenty of parking, no one notices you, there's tons of whatever. Much less on a narrow street where there's no parking, you don't know where exactly the driveway is, and then all of a sudden you have this swarm of like, you have this bus and then you have this car and it's like, holy crap, like blink and you will miss them. And that happens. And so it sounds really stressful, but he got it.
Very, very stressful, especially thinking about that neighborhood. Like he definitely described it well, but I've been over there. It's like very narrow streets. You can't park anywhere. And then up in the hills where the other house was, so narrow, so windy. Like every other street is a dead end, but it's not clear. He did the fact that he found hers, I'm very impressed.
Really? Yeah.
And that security guard, awesome. See, luck.
That's where I would kind of question it. So that's when you have to really, really determine risk versus reward. If I'm going to literally like break the law to get this information, you better make sure it's for a good reason. You better make sure that you are confident this person is not gonna like say nothing. Like
I think you would have had a good cover. Like, hi, I'm trying, I lost the address to my like.
Well, he said the guy didn't speak English, the security guard.
You're right.
And so what do you say? And so he's like,
he just pointed to the car.
He just pointed to the picture and I get it. Like, like, what do you do? The guy doesn't speak English. So he's like, so it kind of worked in his benefit because if the guy doesn't speak English, he could just be like, I didn't say that. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't, there's a language barrier.
So if he had asked explicitly,
he could totally get away with it. But it does make you wonder, like, at the end of the day, if you do things the right way, you're doing things the right way always yields the best result, in my opinion. Even if the result, you're covered. Because if you decide to not do things the right way and it comes back, you'll get in a lot of trouble. But if you do things the right way and you don't get what you need, at least you did things the right way. Do you know what I mean? There's no
totally.
So it kind of makes sense to me. But
have you worked with other PIs that felt similarly, where they were just like, whatever it takes, we'll deal with it, the consequences later?
Oh, yeah. Like there's a lot of times, for instance, on a surveillance case or let's say a workers' comp case where someone says, oh, I can't, my neck and back, and they want a bazillion dollars when they're suing an insurance company or whatever. And they will go to their house and like knock over a garbage can in front of their driveway. And so the person that they're doing surveillance on has to come out and pick it up. And that means they have to bend down, pick up this 20-pound object or however much it weighs. And
so they like really set them up.
So they set them up. And I won't do that. That's not the right thing to do. It's not ethical. It's not, there's just, You there's no way that for me, I can't justify that, but a lot
Is
of
it
people do
is
that.
it in the handbook, in the law, is that allowed for a PI to do something that sets them up?
Well, first of all, if you're going on someone's property and knocking down their trash can, that's against the law. Like, I
So
think
that part.
yeah, so you can't do that. I think it's a matter at that point of if so the definition of entrapment as far as law enforcement is concerned is, did these people do something they would not have normally done without your actions? So if you weren't there to knock down the trash can, would they have picked it up? You can't say they would have. So
Sure.
that could be considered entrapment. It could be harassment. So I would just rather err on the side of do things the right way, you know?
Does that still apply for when you're having just a conversation with maybe a subject and what if you were, "Oh, I'm missing my dog, blah, blah, blah," and the person responds, "Oh, actually, I can't help you find it. I'm cheating on my wife right now." Like, obviously, no one's going to say that. But if somebody admitted it so obviously, but it was because you had a conversation that, and, led them to admit it, does the
So
same thing apply or no?
okay, so on a case like that, that's an interesting question because on a case like that, for instance, a domestic case is you usually have a husband or a wife who's hired you and they want you to get that information. And so if you obtain that information in at least in the state of Florida, I can't record a conversation like that, not legally. So you need
Mm,
two-party consent. So I would not be able to record that, but I could report back to my client and say, this is what they said. Could I prove it? No. Could they go to their attorney and say, well, he said he was cheating on me, so I want more alimony or whatever? Could that be used? No, but you can say that and get that information for sure.
sure.
But as far as, let's say, an insurance fraud claim where this person is represented by an attorney and you go in and start talking to them and they start sharing about their case, now you're kind of breaching the lines of ethics and, it's kind of illegal to talk to someone and
Yeah.
without them knowing who you are, because now it's not, they're giving you a statement, if you will, about the case without their attorney present, not realizing who you are, which is kind of outside of the bounds of ethical.
Yeah. And not as helpful in the case. That feels like it would be easier
It'll
for
get
them
it yeah,
to
easy to
throw it
throw out.
out.
Yep,
So what's the
absolutely.
point? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
It's
Interesting.
very nuanced, but yeah, things like that are very I would rather get less and have it stick. Yeah, and make sure that when I go to court and when I testify on my video, when I testify on my specific case, I'm going to be able to say that I did everything the right way. They're going to say they're not going to be able to throw anything out or, question anything I did. Period.
I love you. I love learning from you. You're very good at what you do.
Thank you. But I have had so many questions about like in LA how private investigators work. So it was really cool to talk to Ken.
Yeah, very fascinating. It's an oversaturated market, not as
Yeah.
lucrative as you think. His
Yeah.
advice was hilarious and it's tough. I mean, it's true. We glorify what you do. It's fun. It's cool. You're like spies, but it's a lot more work than we think. So,
And you got to be like, I know for me, I have fun with it and I kind of be silly with it and put on my makeup and stuff, but it is really a job where you do have to, you got to have some brains too. It's not, you got to,
of
everybody thinks, oh,
course.
I could go be a PI and play with makeup. Like, yeah, you could, but also you got to have some brains. Like we're smart too.
No kidding. Oh my gosh. And guts. You have to be
You got to have moxie.
so
You got to
bold.
be bold. You got to be brave. Isn't that a song? You got to be bold. You got to
You
be
gotta
brave.
be bad. You gotta be
Be
wise.
wiser.
Yeah.
Something.
Wow. Wow.
I love it.
Oh
Anyways,
man. Anything else we didn't talk about from his story?
I don't think so. I'm curious to know what questions our audience has for Ken. We would love to relay them to him and see if he can answer them or if you have any positive feedback. If you want an investigator in the SoCal, why do I feel so cool saying SoCal? In the SoCal area
You're like a
in
surfer
LA,
dude.
Ken Childs, Paramount Investigative Services. So yeah, reach
Yeah.
out to him.
And also, if you are a PI or you know a PI and want to come on and share a dogfish story,
I would love
we
to
want to
hear
hear from
from more
you.
PIs. Yeah, I like the idea. Like I'm falling in love with the idea of showing that PIs are real. This is a real job. It's something real that even women can do, men, women, whoever. And so
Wow.
I like hearing from other PIs. I think it just kind of, I don't, it kind of shows like, hey, this, you can do this job, and it's a cool path for a young lady or a dude too. But in my case, I was a young lady, and it was
And
cool.
look at you now.
Look at me go.
Patty. This
So.
is, yeah, it's a wild life. Thank you for sharing it with us. And thank you guys for being so excited to hear these stories, because some of them are like this. Some of them are really just kind of fun, follow along the case. And then others, when we're really connecting with survivors of a lot of heavy stuff, I think it really brings us together and makes us safer. So
100%.
thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm dying to know what you guys think about Ken. So continue to share Dating Detectives on your socials, please. It's so cool when you guys share and somebody says, I saw this on my friend's stories. And they're like, oh my gosh, I have a dogfish story. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad to know I
Or,
wasn't
oh my
alone.
gosh, what the heck is a dogfish? And then they learn.
Yeah, but it's the sense of community that we create. And it's all because you guys are sharing and talking about our podcast. So thank you so much. And make sure, keep giving us those 5-star reviews. And they mean the world to us. And any kind comments you want to add, or we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
We really
Thank you for
do.
listening.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks,
Yeah.
Barbie and Ken. PI Barbie, PI Ken.
Barbie and Ken. We love you guys. And as always, trust your
femtuition.
intuition. Love it.